Thank you so much for having me here tonight. It's an absolute honor to be speaking with you all. And big shout out to Connie for the invite. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I'm going to share my screen here real quick, and that's just a bullet point of a little bit about myself. And I'm going to go straight into our topic for tonight. Can everybody see my screen? Let me just double check that. All right, I got some thumbs up. Let me see. All right, great. Everybody can see the screen. Thank you so much. So we're diving into a powerful theme today. I'm calling it Awakening the Giants Within. Awakening the Giants Within. Now, we all know that leading a business, leading an organization, leading a team, if you've ever done anything like that, you will know that that's no walk in the park. It takes a serious drive and a constant push to break boundaries and barriers if you're going to do well in this arena. And as leaders, we're juggling a lot. We're wearing different hats. We're tackling tough challenges. We're making strategic moves to move our businesses and organizations, forward in whatever we're doing. And sometimes the weight of that responsibility can feel pretty heavy. And sometimes a lot of us wonder if we really have what it takes to thrive. But here's the thing. What if I told you that within every single one of us lies this powerful force, what I'm calling giants, awaiting to be awakened within us? These giants aren't fairy tale creatures. I'm talking about the potential that we have to do amazing things. Awakening the giants within isn't just a pep talk, it's a call to action. It's about you unleashing those incredible forces within you. These giants they're the huge potential and the extraordinary growth that you have to do amazing things. And my goal today is to help you awaken them. You see, I got a glimpse into this idea of growth and potential when I grew up, back home in Africa. And I saw my first experience of the miracle of life. I saw a fragile chicken, right? I saw chicken cracked open and tiny chicks appeared. And at that moment, I saw the connection between the potential that were in those little chicken eggs and the potential that lies within us. Just like those eggs had the promise of life, every single one of us holds the promise of growth, of achievement, and of success. But here's the kicker. Potential alone is not enough. Potential alone is not enough. Think about an acorn, for example, a very small, unassuming, simple seed. Within that seed is the blueprint to become a massive oak tree, strong enough to withstand storms, strong enough to provide shade and produce fruit for many years. But it all starts from an acorn with potential. But again, potential alone is not enough. That acorn needs the right environment to grow. It needs the sunlight, it needs water, it needs nurturing in order to turn into a giant oak tree. And that's what we're talking about here this evening. You've probably learned a lot in the last few months. That's your potential. But potential is not enough. The big question is, what are you going to do with all that knowledge? You don't want all your learning to just sit there as knowledge. You want to turn it into real achievements. In this fast-paced, changing world that we're in, we need to awaken the giant that's within us. And as leaders, you know that staying ahead means a whole lot. It means that you're not just focusing on your business strategies or your business tactics, you're also focusing on your own personal growth and development. So this evening, I really want to explore how we can wake up the giants that are sleeping within us. I want to invite you to join me as we dig into three transformative powers that we all have. Now, these aren't just abstract ideas. They are real qualities that you can grow and use to hit your personal goals or your professional goals. And you can use them to redefine your success and your leadership in whatever field that you're in. And my hope is that by the end of today's talk, you will have enough that you can go do with right now. You will have actionable steps that you can take to unleash your inner giants and take your business, your career, your professions, even to new heights. So let me begin by talking about the first giant. The first giant is what I call vision, seeing beyond the horizon. You see, when we're talking about vision, we're talking about seeing beyond the immediate and looking past the horizon. Great leaders are visionaries. Great leaders are visionaries. One that comes to mind is Steve Jobs, the pioneer of Apple. He said that innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. But let's be real. Innovation starts with vision. I mean, picture this. Way back then, when computers were these huge, clunky machines only found in big corporations, Steve envisioned a world where everyone had personal access to the power of computing. I mean, it was crazy back then. Now, look at all these years later, we have the computer all in the palm of our hands. Think of it this way. Imagine you're standing in a thick forest. Most people will just see the trees and the obstacles that are right in front of them. But a true leader, they see through the forest. They imagine a vibrant city that is where the wood and the trees are sitting. That's the power of vision. You see, you can't lead without vision. It's impossible to lead without vision. You need a clear picture of the future, and you need a solid plan to get there. Whether it's in your leadership, in your role at work, or in your business or your career, you have to understand that vision is an art of seeing the invisible and pursuing it. Vision is an art of seeing the invisible that is sitting in your mind's eye. Vision is the art of seeing what's invisible to other people. It's about seeing the future and how it connects to you and your business or your career. This is what sets leaders apart from managers. Vision isn't something that is just about setting goals or you're hitting benchmarks. It's about imagining a world that doesn't exist yet. And then you're rallying your resources, you're rallying people to bring those ideas or those visions to life. I love what the great Jack Welch said. He said, good leaders create a vision, they articulate the vision, passionately own the vision, and relentlessly drive it to completion. That's what vision is about. That's what it's about. So for you to really get what vision means, let's break it down into three parts: foresight, insight, and action. I'm going to run this through this really quickly. Foresight is about anticipating future needs and challenges before they're obvious. It's like seeing a curve down the road before you get there so that you can prepare and adjust. Or if you're like me, I like to drive through traffic. It's like looking ahead when you're in traffic so that you don't get stuck in the slow lane. And then insight is about understanding the present, knowing your resources, knowing your team's strengths, knowing what the current market dynamics are. This is where your vision is grounded in reality. And then action is about taking strategic steps to make your vision a reality. It's all about planning and executing and adjusting as you go. I mean, the story that comes to mind is Walt Disney, right? Walt Disney, he looked at a forest of orange groves And within that dense forest, he saw Disneyland. He didn't just see the land the way the land was, he saw it the way it could be. He saw a magical place where kids and adults could dive into a world of imagination. His passion was very clear, and his actions were decisive. In spite of all of the financial struggles, despite all of the logistical nightmares, his vision kept him moving forward until Disneyland became what we now call the happiest place on earth. So here's the point. As leaders, you are the visionaries of your organizations. So the question is, what forest stands before you today? And what could it be tomorrow with your leadership? Vision requires you to be bold to dream and to have the courage to pursue those dreams, no matter the obstacles. That's what it's all about. So if I had to give you some action steps in getting your vision and to seeing beyond the horizon, here's what I'll tell you to do. First, I'll tell you to dream big. Allow yourself to imagine possibilities without limits. You see, the Creator has given you this equipment called your imagination. It's within your imagination you break the limits of time, space, finances, whatever it is. So what could your organization look like in 5 years, in 10 years, or in 20 years? Stay informed. Keep up with what the industry's trends and innovations are in your field. This will help you develop foresight. Know your present. Deeply understand your current resources. Understand what you have and what you don't have, what you can or you can't do. Understand your strengths. Understand the market positions. That's your insight. And then you take action. I love this. As a leader, you have to have a bias for action. You break down your vision into actionable steps. You plan, you execute, and you're ready to adapt as needed. And then if you're like me, if you run teams or you're leading a team, you have to communicate clearly. You share your vision with your team. You do it passionately. You do it consistently. And you make sure everyone is on the same page with you and they're motivated to move forward. So I encourage you to lift your gaze. I encourage you to expand your horizon, broaden your perspective, and lead with a vision that inspires and transforms. That's one of those giants that you need to awaken so that you can make your dream a reality. The second giant I want to talk about is resilience. Resilience. And I call that the art of steadfastness. This is the giant that stands tall no matter the storm. Now, it's easy to lead when everything is smooth sailing, but true leadership, it shows up when the seas are rough. Resilience is not about surviving. It's about thriving when things get tough. It's the foundation for building lasting legacies. Resilience keeps us moving, especially when the path is filled with obstacles. I mean, we have an international audience here, so you will understand when I talk about the man Nelson Mandela, right? His own resilience wasn't shaped in freedom. It was forged in a prison cell. Mandela faced incredible hardships, but he saw, think about it. The stuff that he went through was so hard. He went through incredible hardships, but he saw all of those hardships as an opportunity to grow stronger and to stay committed to his cause. After 27 years in prison, he didn't come out seeking revenge. If I were me, my heads would roll. But that wasn't him. He didn't come out seeking revenge. What did he do? He came out with a vision of peace and reconciliation. And he led the nation that was divided by apartheid. He led them towards unity and democracy. I love what he said. He said, don't judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. That's resilience. And that's what we're talking about. That's one of the giants you need to to stir up and awaken within you. Now, let's superimpose that into our business world or into our career world. Think about economic crashes. Think about unexpected market shifts. Think about innovations that shake up industries. Remember Kodak? Kodak didn't embrace digital photography. In fact, it was a technology that they invented. And guess what? It led to their downfall because they wouldn't embrace it. They were not resilient. On the flip side, companies like your Apple and your Amazons, right? They have thrived by constantly evolving and adapting and innovating. Their leaders are resilient in the face of change. It has saved them from failure, and it has also propelled them into new heights. So the question is, how do we build this kind of resilience? How do you do it? I say it starts with creating a culture of flexibility and learning within your organization. You start with you and then with your team. If you're one that leads a team, encourage your team to see failure differently. I say embrace failure. In other words, you see failures as stepping stones to success. You teach yourself, you teach your team that failure is crucial, is a crucial part of the journey. It's through failure that we learn. It's through failure that we learn most of our valuable lessons. It's through failure that we build resilience. So embracing failure means that you're seeing setbacks as opportunities, not obstacles. When a project doesn't work out, as a leader, you don't assign blame. Instead, you dig in and find the valuable insights. You milk the gold from the experience. That way, you're promoting a mindset that every setback is just a setup for a comeback. I teach my folks to follow what I call the resilience cycle. The resilience cycle. What is the resilience cycle? Whenever you try something for the first time, you're not very good the first time. All right? This is my first time at the Toastmasters Speakers Club. Maybe I'm not very good the first time. But guess what? When you do something for the first time, you will fail. But a fail is not a fail if you learn from it. Right? And then when you learn, you improve. And when you improve, you do it all over again. So you try it, you fail, you learn, you improve, you re-enter. That's how you stay resilient. You try it, you will fail. But a fail is not a fail. It's just a learning in disguise. Once you learn, you improve, and you re-enter. Now, let me make this a little bit interactive. Now, each of you on this call today, you have faced personal setbacks, you faced professional setbacks. Is that correct? If you agree with me that at some point in your life you faced a setback, can you just type in the chat? Let me see in the chat. Just type yes in the chat if you've ever faced a personal or a professional setback. All right, thank you, Connie. Thank you, Jess. Thank you. Yeah, every single one of us. Now, think of a time when the challenge seemed so insurmountable. What kept you going? Now, if I had to take a poll, you will find out that often it's that deeper sense of purpose, that commitment to something bigger than yourself that kept you going. And that's what I want you to see tonight. Let that purpose be your guide. Let it be your source of resilience. Just keep going until you get to your goal. That's it. Here's the thing. The giants within us, they are awakened not when things are easy, but they are awakened in how we respond to challenges. So embrace resilience, not just as a leader in your business or in your career, but as a visionary in life. Your legacy isn't about how many times you fall. You heard that? No. It's about how many times you get back up. How many times you get back up, you learn, and you keep moving forward. Because those challenges will always come up. But they are all opportunities in disguise. So here are your action steps for building resilience. Okay, if I had to give you an action step, here's what I want you to do. Embrace challenges. Don't shy away from them. All right? Don't shy away from these difficulties. As long as you're in this planet, you're going to face challenges. They're inevitable. But you have to see them as opportunities to grow and learn. Next, you have to learn from the failures. When things don't go as planned, analyze what happened. And then those insights, they will force you to improve and move forward. Then stay flexible. Be willing to adapt. If there's something that must be constant in your life, it's change. Be willing to adapt. Change your approach when necessary. Flexibility is the key to resilience. And then build a support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, support you. I always say that a strong network provides you with the strength that you need to bounce back. Your net worth is a product of your network. And then lastly, maintain a positive outlook. Focus on all the positive aspects of any situation. Listen, no matter the weather, bring your own sunshine. That's how you have a positive outlook toward life. No matter how dark the clouds are out there, the sun is still shining on the other side. Optimism fuels resilience and keeps you moving forward. That's a giant that you've got to awaken within you. So let's embrace resilience. Let's stand tall and let's keep pushing forward. I know we've got this. And then lastly, because of my time, let me do the third giant. This is very dear to my heart because it was one of the hardest ones for me to embrace, and I'm still learning it. It's empathy. Connecting to lead. You see, leadership without empathy is like an engine without oil. It's functional, but it's never optimal. Empathy lets us connect deeply with people. It lets us, understand people profoundly and then lead them effectively. It's not just a very nice thing to have or a nice soft skill. No, it's a game changer. It's about understanding and sharing the feelings of other people. And it will really shape how you lead your team, how you approach things with the other people in your organization. Remember, no matter what we all do, no matter what we do, we're all in the people business. We're all in people business. I mean, think of it. Right now, they say we have about 5 generations in the workforce right now, from 16-year-olds to 75-year-olds. So we've got a diversity in age, diversity in gender, diversity in race, diversity in values. So when leaders practice empathy, it sends a powerful message about the values of those organizations. It creates a culture where people and employees feel valued and understood. This is what will help drive the engagement and the loyalty into the organization. So empathetic leadership reduces conflicts at work. It boosts collaborations and it helps create an environment where there's innovation and there's creativity, and then the business can continue to thrive. So when we're talking about empathy, we're talking about empowerment, because empathy is empowerment. Empathy is empowerment. Empathetic leadership is about empowerment. When leaders show empathy, they empower their team members to do their work at their best because they know they have the leader's support. And they understand that their career aspirations and their personal challenges are understood by the leaders. Oprah said it best. She said, leadership is about empathy. It's about having the ability to relate to and to connect with people for the purpose of inspiring and empowering their lives. I love that. I mean, it reminds me of a quick story of a project manager that I used to know. She noticed that one of her team members was struggling to balance, work and having a new baby. And what this project manager ahead to do was to adjust his work schedule and adjust his responsibilities just for a very short time. You see, she not only helped his immediate situation, but also she secured his long-term loyalty and engagement with that company, with that organization. Here's the point. Empathy is not just about being nice. It's about being strategic. It's a tool that when you use it intentionally, it can transform your life and your organization. So as we awaken these giants within us, you have to remember that at the heart of leadership, it be strongest, not because we are commanding and controlling people, but it be strongest when we understand and we connect people. That's the key. Now, how do you show empathy? Let me give you some action steps. Listen actively. Really listen when someone is speaking. We were taught how to read, write, and speak. We were not taught how to listen. So it's something you have to learn. When you listen, you show that you value people's thoughts and feelings. Then be present. Engage fully with your team members and those people around you. Put away distractions and just focus on the person in front of you. Show genuine interest in people. Ask how people are doing. Ask about the welfare of their family. Ask about their dreams and their visions. Show that you care beyond just the work that you're doing. Then adjust flexibly. In other words, be willing to adjust the workload people are carrying or your workload. Support what people are doing. And then I love this, reflect and act. After you listen to people, reflect on what they've said, and then take action to address their concerns or their suggestions. That's what this thing is about. So empathy is that glue that binds your team together. It fuels innovation. It drives, you to have success in a lasting way. So as I wrap up today, I really want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to step up and lead with impact. It's time for you to awaken the giant of vision, of resilience, and empathy within you. How do you do that? Let me recap real quick. You start with vision, right? You reflect on your vision. Often we all limit ourselves because we don't realize the potential that we have within us. So ask yourself this question. What's the one goal that I've been hesitant to pursue? And what's the first step towards pursuing it? It may be a business expansion. It may be something you've been thinking about to do. I don't know, but identify the first step you need to take. Second, resilience. Recall a moment of failure and then find out what you can use as a tool for your next endeavor. Revisit the failed project, learn from the mistakes, and then you move forward from there. And then empathy, just find somebody on your team who you don't really connect with and find out how you can truly connect with them. Leadership is all about people. It's about the people we serve. It's about our clients. It's about our communities. It's about us just, moving closer and closer to people. So here's the point, ladies and gentlemen. Let's rise up. This one slide is the action step for you to do all three. For your vision, identify one visionary goal that you need to take a step towards, and you do it this week. For resilience, reflect on a past failure and use those lessons to strengthen yourself and move towards a glorious future. And then for empathy, find a team member that you don't engage with and just connect with them. When you awaken this giant within you, you'll be limitless. When you awaken this giant within you, you go to greater heights. So I challenge you, don't let this conversation end here tonight. Implement the steps, discuss them with your teams. And I look forward to hearing the amazing stories of progress and success that we have. I really want to say a huge thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. It's been an honor to speak with you. And I will challenge you, awaken those giants within you. Thank you so much and stay blessed.